Hello, dear viewer and not listener. Unless you close your eyes, then you're a listener and not a looker. See, 10 seconds in, I'm on my own, I'm talking gibberish. First of all, I must point out, look at the state of that. My hair is too long. My beard is not long enough. Now, you're wondering, if it's Movember, why have I got a beard? I have gone and spent 30 quid on this. 35 quid from Amazon. This thing shaves. Ooh, cheeky. That thing shaves as close as a razor. I don't own any razor blades. So my plan is, in the next few, this gets a little bit longer. I'm going to have a big old embarrassing moustache there. That's the plan. So don't go sending me hate tweets asking me why I've got a beard in Movember. It's getting there. Everyone else is putting their pictures in. Look, there's no one here to tell me to shut up and get on with it. That makes a change, doesn't it, dear viewer? We haven't been doing the preview shows for a couple of reasons. One, couldn't be bothered. Two, football's been driving me nuts. Another, what comes after two? C, because most of ABW are unavailable, be it through work, shifts, giving up on football, having enough of anything like this. So I've decided I'm going to try doing these on my own. It's currently 2 minutes past 4 a.m. in the UK. Now, I don't think anybody from ABW is up at the moment. Well, it might be if you're in North America. Everyone else fast asleep. Actually, Don might be awake. That's not the point. So can't get anybody to do it. There's plenty of you wonderful listeners that have been on, a few of you that have been available, but I'm a lazy git. A couple of days ago, I didn't wake up till 8 p.m. I didn't go to bed till 9 a.m. It's winter. My days turn back to front. Don't ask me why, because I've got no idea. I've got no reason to get up. I've got no reason to go to bed. It's all I can do, just me and the cats. So it's really hard. Sometimes I've had to say to people, well, we'll do it at 7 o'clock, and I rush to get up, and I think, oh, I've had about 5 hours sleep, and if I know I've got to get up, I don't sleep well. So I'm going to do these on my own for a while and see how they go. So if you don't like it, let me know. And if you do like it, well, I suppose you could let me know that as well. So the only other difference is I've slightly restructured how I want to do these things. Still going to be aiming for about 20 minutes. I should have a little pre-recorded bit of Jason shouting, get on with it, or Steve, or who else shouts? Carl, another one who shouts me, get on with it. It's not right, is it? Anyway, on to the point of the show. Premier League preview. Arsenal v Southampton, Premier League. I've already said that. 3 p.m. on Saturday. I've said twice now, haven't I? I hate it when people say Saturday at 3 p.m. Now, I did ask my speaking devices, which haven't spoke to me yet, what time that was, but one of them told me that New York is 7 hours behind. That's not correct. I'm not having that. So I'm not going to bother. Where can you see the game? I hear absolutely nobody ask. So, cats, do you care where the game is on? Not a sausage. In the UK, because of the wonderful system we have in the UK, it's not on TV. You pay all that money for Sky and BT and the other dozen things you have to subscribe to, and it's not on. That needs to change. We'll come to that maybe later. In Ireland, the home of my mother, it's on Premier Sports, Republic of Ireland 1. Australia, Optus Sport. New Zealand, Spark Sport. In Canada, DAZN. In the US of A, NBC Sports App, NBC SN, and UNIVERSO. Okay, good. And today's surprise country is, where's Josh saying it, ruining it for me? He's not here, is he? Timor-Leste, Leste. I don't even know that's a place. It had it on the list, so I'm going to use it. I've never heard of it before. It's on Mola, M-O-L-A TV. Well, there you go. Completely ruined that in about 5 different ways. Where if you want to listen to it on the radio, you can't because they're scumbags, but Arsenal player are doing it, and I think it's the wonderful David Hillier who is doing the part commentary on there. So I've been and had a look at the head-to-head with us and Southampton. Well, for the first 5 minutes I did this when I was writing it, I had Bournemouth down. And I was thinking, how come we're playing Bournemouth at home? When I checked it, we've already played him at home this season. Well, that's when I decided something was wrong, and it was my fat fingers. So league games only against Southampton. Played 84 times. We've won 42. We've drawn 23, and we have lost 19, which is surprising because Southampton historically are a rubbish club, apart from a couple of decent years. And our last home 3 Premier League games against Southampton. This is the bit I like, a little bit of history. Last season, we beat them 2-0 with Lacazette in the 6th minute and Mkhitaryan in the 17th minute. And then the season before that, 2017-18, we beat them 3-2. Aubameyang in the 28th minute, and then Danny Welbeck, the legend that is, scored goals in the 38th and 81st minutes. And if I remember correctly, was someone got sent? Didn't El Neni have a fight with someone and get sent off right near the end of the game? Oh, I miss El Neni. Got sent off in one of his first games for, I think he's playing for Besiktas or someone in Turkey. Yeah, got sent off in one of his first games. Genius. And then in 16-17, we beat them 2-1 again. Not 2-1 again because we haven't beaten them 2-1 so far. Don't know what I'm talking about. Koscielny in the 29th minute and Cazorla with a penalty in the 90th minute. And I checked that. We were 1-0 down to a Petr Cech own goal after about 18 minutes. Shocking. Here you go. Here's some stats for you. Our biggest win against Southampton was a 6-1 in September 2012. Don't remember that. And again in May 2003 when Perez and Pennant both scored hat-tricks. I think I may well have been at that one if you were there. Sorry I didn't wave. So yeah, good results there. This stat amazed me, and I love a good stat. We are unbeaten at home against Southampton in the league for the last 24 games. They last beat us in November 1987, and I think they beat us 1-0. I clicked on the score, and it was so far back it had no details at all. So I'm going to say Matt Le Tissier scored, or Danny Wallace. There you go, one of those two. Current form. Oh, if there's any children watching, cover your ears, or your eyes, or both. Put a crash helmet on back to front. Arsenal's last 5 home Premier League games. We've won 2, we've drawn none. We've lost 3, we've scored 9, conceded 7, and had 1 magnificent clean sheet. Oh, who would that have been against? Was it Bournemouth? I don't know. I've got Bournemouth on the brain. Southampton's last 5 away Premier League games. 1-2, drawn 1, lost 2, scored 6, conceded 5, and had 2 clean sheets. Their home record is absolutely atrocious. I looked at, and I put the home record there by mistake, and then I realised, oh, that's the home one. I think their home is 1-0, drawn 1, and lost 5, and conceded 21 goals. I know how they feel. Injuries and suspensions. Now, remember, this is from Transfer Market, and it is also from Physio Room, and they are often not updated. I'm doing this. It is Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So as at that time of going to do this, the information was Granit Xhaka is on a kind of gardening leave, but he played, I'm sure it's the full 90 minutes in both of Switzerland's games during the international break, and he scored a goal. I know one of them he played the full 90, and I was up for about 80 minutes of the other one when I was watching on the whoscored.com, and he was still playing. So whether he came off in the last few minutes, I don't know, and I forgot to check. Danny Ceballos has a thigh injury and might make the bench. I had to Google that, and I Yahoo'd it as well. Southampton, left-back Sam McQueen is out with a cruciate ligament rupture. Never heard of him. Southampton stats and info. This is the new bit. Used to be players to watch out for, but then it meant, and I used to do formations. I'm not doing any of that nonsense anymore because it's boring. I mean, this is vaguely passable as it is. Southampton are 19th in the league. They have played 6 away Premier League games this season and have won 2, drawn 1, and lost 3, scoring 6 goals and conceding 8. All of these facts could be completely wrong because I got fat fingers, and like I did with the Southampton form, I put their home form. Shocking behaviour. Their top league goal scorer is Danny Ings, who they bought from Liverpool in the summer for £20 million, who has 5 league goals in 12 league games, even though he has been subbed off 7 times in the 9 games he has started. I didn't know that. I thought he's been out injured for quite a while. Their left winger, Buffal, has the most league assists with 2. Midfielder James Ward-Prowse has played the most league minutes with 1,080 and has scored 2 goals. Wasn't one of them against Man United or some, or Man City? I know they scored a scorcher or a screamer. A screecher. I think that's Japanese for both of those words. They have, I've done another, not acceptable. They have 4 players that have played all 12 league games this season. Ings, Ward-Prowse, Romeo, and Bednar-Ek. I've had to space out with little gaps. Otherwise, I'd have said Bentner. Their Austrian manager, Ralph Hasenhüttl, has won 12 of his 40 games as Southampton manager. That's a win ratio of 30% after taking over from Mark Hughes, who had a win ratio of 18%. He's a shocking manager. If anyone cares, do you care? Debatable. When Mauricio already messed that up. Mauricio Pochettino, I thought it's Pochettino, but it's not. It's Pochettino was manager of Southampton. He had a win ratio of 38%. So it's only 8 more than old Ralph. And finally, depends on when you see this. If you see this, this is done set to private. If I release this on Thursday, then happy birthday to Southampton. You're 133 years old today. If I release it on Friday, happy birthday to Southampton. You were 133 years old yesterday. And if I did this on Saturday, it's too late. Ignore all of that. So what do I do now? Yes, this is where I go and screen share and see if I can application window. It's only letting me do Chrome. Oh, that's very annoying, isn't it? That's very annoying indeed. Right, I had it all done in another window, so I'm going to go and get rid of this. I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to go here, and that's annoying. It won't let you use Brave. It only let you use Chrome. So go here, drag the picture into there. Pretend none of that happened, dear viewer. Need to go here and get rid of my bookmarks toolbar because nobody needs to see that. Nothing wrong with it really. So Chrome tab, line up, ba-boom. There you go. That was silky smooth. I haven't done this in 6 weeks. Bite me. Right, so on the left you'll see the formation that I'd probably go with Leno in goal, Holding and Louise at the back. Now, I go with this because the rest of the season, we need to get our young players working together, playing together, getting fit and having matches together, which is the important thing. So, although I don't really like Louise, he's going to have to play because he's 150 grand a week. Just join the club. You can't drop in. Personally, I'd like to see Chambers play there because the Chambers, Holding, Bellerin, Tierney, back four is a thing of beauty. So, maybe our right back and left back, maybe they wouldn't push that far forward. So I looked at that after I'd done it because I'd copied it from what I think Emery's going to do, and then I did my one. And then after I'd saved it and cut and pasted it, I thought I've still got the 2 fullbacks in the wing back position where I don't really want them there, but you get the gist of it. Terrell covering the back 2, so I think that looks pretty good. I think that's what most Arsenal fans would go for. The 2 fullbacks, Holding and Louise. Some may go Pappy. But Pappy's an angry, angry man with no footballing skills at all. And if Harry doesn't like him, I don't like him. Torreira has to play there. And I'll put a little circle around Torreira. Torreira? I don't know why I say both. I don't know which one's right. I'll put a little circle around him and with a note on it. Do not go past the halfway line at all. Never. Protect your 2 centre-backs. That is your job, young man. In midfield, I'd have had Xhaka playing with Guendouzi probably. Because Xhaka, when you play him in central midfield and you don't get him to come back and get the ball, he is great. Guendouzi, little circle around him. Do not, on any reason, go and cover at left back, left wing, anywhere. I don't want you to do any of that. You float around the midfield. Torreira gives you the ball. You pass the ball around. I don't want to see you running all the way back playing rush goalkeeper. We're having none of that. If you watch this, bloody stop it. Then you'll have a good game. Because you can't cover every single blade of grass on the pitch. It ruins it. So I've put Willock in, who I like Willock, but some will say that he's not quite ready for start Premier League games. But it's Southampton. I think I could play against Southampton and do all right. And the front 3, us, me and Emery, what I think Emery will pick, we agree. Aubameyang, Lacazette and Ozil. Ozil needs to play his way into form, and I think he'll do that. Now, the Emery, you think that he would have some kind of regular formation that he sticks to. I think the stat is 9 different formations in 10 games. I could go and ask any of my cats to randomly pick cat biscuits out of their cat bowl with random players' names on it, and that would still be more accurate than me guessing what Emery's going to do because nobody knows. He is a man panicking. He is a man picking teams to save his life because he's in trouble, and that's why he keeps changing the formations. And so I'm going to just go with the same formation that he played with the last game. That's pretty easy. Although he's only done that once all season where he's played the same formation back to back. I don't know what I'm doing here. That's utter madness. So Holding Louise Chambers. Maybe he'll put Pappy in there. God knows. Bellerin and Kolasinac. I don't know why he doesn't want to play Tierney. Tierney didn't play for either of Scotland's league, not Europa League, is it? European Championship games, didn't play in either of them. They had a nice win against Kazakhstan, beaten 3-1. Magnificent for them. Bellerin, I don't think he has much to do with the Spanish squad for quite some time now. So I think it's shown that he wants to play him there because Chambers can't play there. And Maitland-Niles can't play there. So Bellerin, you're on your own there, son. Guendouzi, and obviously, as this is Emery's team, you can't see my mouse. I'm moving my mouse around Guendouzi in a circle. Whereas I had a circle around my Guendouzi with a little note saying, do not go and play in every position in the pitch. Imagine Guendouzi for Emery's tactics have a starburst of lines going all around the fucking place like that. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's what he's going to do. He'll run round, get in everyone's way like a blue-ass fly, as my mother would say. Torreira, I don't know. Torreira's probably going to play left wing, probably going to go up there between Aubameyang and Lacazette and cause havoc. I don't know what the hell he's going to do. Ozil, well, I think the only reason Emery's playing Ozil is because people are getting fed up with him not playing Ozil. So there you go. And Aubameyang and Lacazette up front because we've got no one else, have we? I don't think he's going to have the sense to play Martinelli in a game. I think Martinelli, if he does play, he's going to get a few minutes near the end of the game, maybe 15 minutes. When we're 4-0 down with 20 minutes to go, I think Martinelli might get a go. I can't think of anything else that Emery can do with any of this lot to try and make it really hard on himself. He might play one centre-back and play a front line of Torreira, Lacazette, Aubameyang and Martinelli. Did I say Martinelli earlier when I said he should come on? I could have said anything. I could have said, I don't even know what I said. Cats, what did I say? They're claiming they don't speak English again. They do that all the time. Scumbags. So there you go. That's the gist of it. That's what I think they're going to do. As for a prediction, logically, Southampton are terrible. We're quite good. If Aubameyang and Lacazette can get some balls through and don't keep bringing them in with low crosses or high crosses, I don't want any of that lot. I want Lacazette and Aubameyang running at their defence. Maybe Tierney to get in there and do some of his trademark low crosses into the centre circle of their box. That'll work. Tap those in. But I don't want to see people running down there like Guendouzi, panicking and putting balls across that even Peter Crouch will struggle to reach. Don't want any of that nonsense. Absolute waste of time. On the radio show, do you want to know who's on the radio show? I'm going to go and have a look. I said I'd try and get this done in 20 minutes. Look, I've got nearly a minute and a half left. 2.5 minutes left. I'll have a look at my phone. I should go and have a look. Here we go. What would it be in? So many groups here. I lose track, don't I? Oh, there we go. The live group. Jason has sorted it all out. Just talk amongst yourselves while I'm doing this. Southampton, 3 o'clock kickoff. I knew that. It says it's going to be Ellis if he can get his internet to work. Oh, that's well. Someone remind me. Ellis has bought a new thing for you to have Ethernet on his laptop. I need to go and do that on Wednesday. Forgot, didn't I? So it's going to be Drew, Ellis, and Jason. There you go. Better late than never. So that's who you're going to get after the show. We should be live, as I'm not hosting the call, maybe 10 minutes after the show. If I was hosting, it'd be 5 minutes because I'm quick like that. And the podcast is going to be probably on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Not sure who's going to be on it. I shall surprise you with who's going to be on. Might be someone magnificent. Wouldn't that be great? So, right, I am going to stop the screen share. And I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. This has been a Bergkamp Wonderland production. Oh, you can see my tooth missing. It's not a Bergkamp Wonderland production, is it? It's been a preview show. And it might be the last one. Don't subscribe. Don't tell your friends. Don't give it a thumbs up. Shh. It's our secret.